Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to today's readings. Today we're asking for a time-sensitive message, and we'll also be checking out the next 7 days. Beautiful souls, I hope you are all doing amazingly, and thank you so much for being here and checking in on my readings. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome for the first time. So we're going to draw 3 cards together. Now, these readings are timeless. You can tune in with these readings. I post one every single Sunday asking for immediate guidance. Today, really hearing strongly a time-sensitive message. And we check out the coming week. But beautiful souls, they are timeless. You can check these out at any time. And today, if you are watching this as I am uploading it, today is a new moon. And it's a very powerful time. The next few months we see some very big astrological happenings. So we're going to use the Moonology cards as the 3 cards to guide you into your readings, and I'm going to be drawing runes and a charm, and I've already been hearing 3 runes for each reading. So let us draw the first 3 cards together. Okay, I'm actually seeing this one and also these 2. That's actually for pile 2 for some reason. That is what's coming through. So for pile 1, we have a time for healing, balsamic moon. This is your card. And then pile 2, we have new moon eclipse, expect powerful change. So this is pile 2. And then pile 3, we have conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse. Wow, this is quite remarkable. Although the moon today, the new moon today, is not actually an eclipse moon, we are heading for eclipse season. The next full moon is an eclipse. We are then full on into eclipse season. So the energy is really around us already. If you're watching this as I've posted it and you haven't yet checked out my big moon month update and all zodiac sign readings as well for the coming moon month, then do check that out. I'll put a link in the description box for you as well. But because we are, there's big stuff happening basically. So a time for healing, powerful change, new moon eclipse, so balsamic moon, new moon eclipse, and full moon eclipse. I'm blown away by the fact that we've got 2 eclipse cards coming out. Now, let's draw the runes and a charm for each one. Now, I have very clearly 3 for each. So for pile 1, we have Hagalaz. This is actually the rune of disruption. We have Othilla. This is the rune of gain, inheritance. And we also have Awaz, the rune of defense. Okay, so this is the 3 runes for pile 1 and your charm. Oh, you have the pointy feather. You see that? The light's quite bright. Yeah, the pointy feather. Okay, lovely. Now, pile 2. Okay. We have the rune of movement. Okay, this is Awaz. We have the rune of harvest, Jira. And we also have the rune of Algis. This is the rune of protection. We then have your charm. We're about to dive into the runes, into the charms, or into the runes for the other card. Let's do the charm first. You have, wow, it's a beautiful sun. What a lovely charm. Okay, so that's for pile 2. Pile 3, we have, yes, your rune's really clinging. We have the rune of constraint. Okay, this is Nathis. You then have Wunjo, the rune of joy, and then you have the blank rune. So these are the runes for pile 3. You then have the charm of these 2 beautiful swans. creating that magnificent heart shape that they do. Okay, lovely. So those are the cards, the runes, the charms for the readings. And I'm going to leave the video running for just a little bit longer for you, for anyone that wants a bit more time. And beautiful souls, I will see you in the reading in just a moment, or readings. There may be more than one that are really singing to you today. We're asking for a time-sensitive message, and we will also be checking out the coming week, the next 7 days. Pile 1, welcome to your reading, beautiful souls. Now, you have a time for healing, balsamic moon. You have the very pointy feather. You have Hagalaz, you have Othilla, you have Awaz. Quite an interesting energy here. I feel that there's been quite a lot of disruption going on in your world, or kind of more that you might be feeling like you've kind of had enough. You're reaching that point where you've had enough of something, fed up with something, don't want to do this anymore. So what is your time-sensitive message? I mean, this is a very clear, directive, pointy feather. I always feel it often speaks to me of making a clear choice and making a clear decision about something. Let's draw more cards for you. Let's put this up here so we have a little bit of room. What is the time-sensitive message you need to be receiving today? So you have the 12th house. Okay, this is the area of your life that is overwhelming. You yield to a greater cause or power. Okay, I'm seeing you kind of walking towards the light. Again, something that maybe has been either overwhelming, or I do have this sense of you've had enough of something. What else are we showing for my beautiful pile ones? We have ego. Ah, okay. You have manifest and purpose. Okay, look at the timing here. Okay. Right, 2 messages coming through here already. You've had enough of something. For some of you, I kind of want to say you've had enough of yourselves, and I don't mean that in a really negative way, but there's been something that's been sitting with you. You've struggled with it. I'm not suggesting that this has been an easy journey by any means, far from it. But it's as if you've been struggling with something, and you're kind of like finally getting to that point where do you know what, I've had enough of this. It's not about sort of that attitude of I'm not going to listen to myself. That you know how sometimes, certainly in my background as a counsellor, I have met so many people who had a problem and nobody wanted to listen to them. It was just, and they felt like they were not valid, or their feelings weren't valid. And as a consequence, because their feelings were never heard or expressed, they kind of sat there and built up and got worse and worse. So I'm not suggesting that the energy of, when someone says, oh, for goodness sake, just, pick yourself up and get on with it, when actually you need to validate your feelings. I'm not suggesting that at all. But there is an energy of you reaching a point, rather than it coming externally, you reaching a point where you're sort of saying, I've kind of had enough of feeling stuck in something. I want to do something about it. I want to move on from something. There's a shift within you. And that's what I'm really seeing here. Something that you have personally reached a choice or a decision point where you're not prepared to sit with something any longer. Now, for some of you, there are external circumstances that have been really getting you down. And part of that decision making is sort of saying, do you know what, I'm not actually going to do this anymore. You know, I want a pathway out of here. Look at the pathways we're being shown. We have a pathway here, we have a pathway here, and then even here we have stepping stones. So it may be that there are steps you need to take, but I feel this is the turning point for you, where you've reached that point of saying, do you know what, I'm not ever going to go backwards. I can't go back to that. I'm only prepared to move forwards from this point onwards. And that's the kind of energy, that's the kind of message. And I think you're being supported in making that decision for yourselves, choosing that pathway. We have mysticism and dissipating. Okay. This is very, very interesting as well. Now, the card of dissipating really, really does connect to not letting things pass you by, not being one of those should have, could have, you know, kind of having that sort of stuff. And mysticism, I feel like you're getting in touch now with a space of the future, whereas you possibly have been quite held back, not in a negative way. I just think for some of you, stuff has been happening in your world. It's been very disruptive, but you've needed to process it. I mean, we actually do. If stuff happens, we must process it emotionally. We can't just get on with it, you know, put it to one side and pretend it's not there, because we'd be sweeping it under the carpet. But I think you're done processing to a certain extent, or you're at that point where you recognize, I kind of want something different for myself. I mean, everything in your reading is about openings. Can you see we have this space of opening in the cloud? We have pathways, openings, stepping stones, another doorway here. And it may be that something is around you that's captured your imagination, or got you thinking about something, or seeing something differently. An idea, a spark of an idea here. Dissipating also speaks of having an amazing idea, an amazing opportunity to invest in something. And not to let it go by. That's the energy of this card as well, to not let it pass. You know, this is the solar plexus. These are chakra cards. This is the solar plexus. So it's about doing stuff, making an effort to do stuff. This is the third eye chakra. So we're looking at seeing something, seeing the future. I feel that for some of you, you may have been in circumstances. It's a general reading, so you know we need to just listen to the energy here, and you'll need to apply it to your own circumstances. And if it's not resonating at all, it maybe this isn't the right reading for you. But I feel there is an energy around pile one that is, you have had to, by necessity, kind of process stuff, you know, deal with quite a lot of stuff. And now it is that sort of turning point where you're looking ahead. And I'm loving this energy for you, absolutely loving it. I mean, it's fabulous. It's kind of like you're prepared to take action, to do something about this. It's kind of like if you've had a health issue and you've let it just sit there and simmer because it hasn't been really bad. And it's that point where you say, do you know what, I'm going to go see my doctor, or I'm going to go and seek some advice about this. I'm actually going to do something about it. It's this energy. And I think the first time-sensitive message for you is to do something. If there is something around you that isn't quite okay, or even if you've been processing something, this is the point, and this is the first message from your reading, the point in time when it's time to really kind of get a hold of this and say, right, I'm going to do something differently now. I'm going to take it forward. The timing is perfect for you. Now, it can be little steps, but it's definitely time to move something ahead. Let's draw your tarot cards and see what we are shown. How can pile one take action? What should they actually be doing? I'm seeing all three cards here coming through for you. We have the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Swords, and we have the King of Wands. Okay, very powerful cards, Super Souls. I'll draw more in a moment. Okay, you're being asked actually to, this time for healing card, Balsamic Moon, to get still. I mean, this is a card of not seeing something clearly, of feeling trapped, having anxiety, having frustration, having those emotions that are holding you back. And yet the King of Wands is the opposite, motivation, honour, taking things forward. The King of Wands is very in charge of his world. This is his energy. He's prepared to step up and take charge. Very beautifully balanced with the Queen of Pentacles. She's very wise. She's very loving. She's very gentle. Now, some of you may find that someone is coming into your world, or there's support around you to help you to re-find your motivation. For some of you, you may be the support for someone else to re-find their motivation, to hear them, and yet also to kind of support them in actually taking some form of action. I'm very much reminded of, this is purely energy, but the energy of what I would call mother time and father time. Now, this is non-gender specific. You know, it doesn't matter what gender we are or when we are, let's say, parenting. But let's say we're parenting ourselves. If we think in an ideal world, we need a balance of the masculine and the feminine, and as I said, non-gender specific. Then, you know, the feminine is the, gosh, you're not okay, let's sit down and listen to you. Let's really hear what's going on, really hear those emotions. But the father time is the sort of the need to step in and draw a boundary. Otherwise, if we sit in that sort of, we'll listen to you, we could listen and listen and listen, and in a way we can take ourselves deeper and deeper into it. You know, there is a time and a place for listening and really hearing and acknowledging and supporting and loving and nurturing and healing. But part of the healing is the point when the father time energy kicks in, and it's kind of like, do you know what, we really also need to do something with this. We've heard this, and now we've heard it, we need to work out how we're going to respond and what actions we're going to take to actually move this forwards. You know, and it's this balance of both that I'm seeing in these cards. And I feel as if either you're going to get the balance coming in from external sources to support you, or you'll be part of the balance being offered to someone else. But either way, you are at this turning point, and these readings are being done in the energy of a new moon. It's new moon in Pisces, so very spiritually guided today. The timing is perfect for you to take little steps to begin to move towards a future that you would want to dream for yourself, or indeed to support someone else in doing that too. I mean, if you're in a partnership where someone has been struggling, you know, it may be the time when you become that guiding light for your partner or for someone else. We have two figures here walking to the light. But this is a reading that says it's time to take some form of action, to hear the problem, to be responsive, and then take an action. Let's see what else we are shown. Can we have the heads up for the coming 7 days? Ooh, your first card flying out, Four of Pentacles. So this for me is about taking steady action, taking steady, grounded action to create a new foundation. Making that commitment and saying, do you know what, let's do this step by step. But each step, you're kind of consolidating it. You're not rushing ahead here. It's not like we've got an 8 of Wands or something. We've got a 4 of Pentacles. So this is literally saying steady, consolidated progress. This is what's going to win the race here. This is what's going to move you forwards, or move another person forwards. We then have the High Priestess, and we have the 2 of Pentacles. Interesting, because this is also a card number 2. Now this is about, both of these cards are representative of balance. So taking it, this isn't an all or nothing. Like, for example, if you have been really struggling with, let's say you've been trying to go on a diet. You got into a real cycle of eating too much chocolate or something like that. partly to navigate emotions, because that's often what we do, we comfort eat. Let's say you decide you're going to go on a diet. This isn't an all or nothing, you know, where you go flat out and start to fast to the point where you'd be utterly starving and then slide all the way back again and eat tons of chocolate because you'd be so depressed because it's just such hard work. This is slow and steady, balanced progress. I also do feel you are being guided, protected, step by step by step. You're definitely parting company from, you're moving forwards from something that has not been okay. You're in a space where you're ready to receive the gain, to kind of draw boundaries. I always think with the rune of defense, like Aries, it's like, for me, it speaks of boundaries. And sometimes boundaries are like, you know, if you think of yes and no as creating a boundary. When you say yes, your doors are open. When you say no, your doors are closed. So that they create a boundary. The yes-no boundary field of energy around you is really important. And if you consciously are aware of what you say yes to, what you say no to, you start to really take charge. It's a very empowered position to be in. So what I'm seeing here is of you being really balanced. It doesn't mean you have to say no to everything, nor does it mean you have to say yes to everything. It's quite a balanced perspective here. Let yourself be guided as well. Learn to say yes and no. Sometimes the no is saying no to ourselves. There is your last card. And we have the Four of Swords. So what I'm seeing in the coming week for you, the next 7 days, your message is really clear. Your primary messages. It's kind of like you've reached that time, or there's something in your world that has run its course. So Thela, the rune of separation, it's run its course. It's reached its natural end. You've outgrown something. I mean, that's exactly what this rune, the energy of it, talks about. It's literally it's like you've been wearing one coat, a particular coat, and it doesn't suit you anymore. You know, it's time to let something go, to move beyond. But this is also saying, look after yourself. This is not going to be a jumping through the doors and da-da, there you are. This is step-by-step progress. Look after yourself. Rest, recovery, quiet. Rest, recovery. I love the way these words are sort of following one another. It's like those stepping stones. Rest, recovery, quiet. It's like you do something, you take an action. You enter the dream time, you think about what you desire, you take an action towards it, then you rest and you let the universe start to orchestrate around you. You listen to your dreams and then you take another step. So everything is to be done in a balanced way. You know, this is one of those steady steps with lots of rest in between for healing. This is what's going to win the race, because if you have been struggling with something or processing something big, and I do believe you have been, or indeed you're around someone who has been, in which case it's affected you as well, we can't just launch ourselves into the world. It would be like if you were recovering from an injury and you were a marathon runner. You can't just make a decision, right, I'm ready to run again, I'll run a marathon tomorrow. You know, you've had an injury, you need to get up, you've had your physiotherapy, you're back on your feet, it's now time to start training again. Training doesn't mean you get up and run a marathon, it means you start to run in small quantities and you build yourself up. So this is a step-by-step building and of something. What you're reading is really pinpointing is that this is the turning point. And the message is coming through loud and clear, your time-sensitive message, because there's an opportunity around you to really take hold of this situation and to take those first steps. It could be people around you coming in, it could be an opportunity like an invitation, or you've had an idea. Don't let the idea rest, don't sit on your laurels, don't let that idea escape you, seize it, but also take it steadily, one step at a time. Pile 1, this is your reading. I don't think there's any more to come through for you today. Do check out the big moon month update, because there's a lot of stuff going on if you're watching this at this time, and if whenever you're watching this, you know, whatever the energy, there'll be a moon month update with all zodiac signs somewhere for the relevant time. So whenever you're tuning into this, do check that out, because it just may be really relevant to you. Beautiful souls, thank you for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing, for subscribing. You are absolutely amazing. And thank you for being a part of this magical community. It's such a blessing to be connected with you all. Thank you for your comments as well. And thank you to all of you who give back through the super thanks. Beautiful pile one, tons and tons of love. The universe, source, your spirits, your guides, they are rooting for you. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. The energy feels very zingy, really, for your reading. You've got source energy, sun, in your charm. New moon eclipse, expect powerful change. The rune of movement, Awaz, this is the gathering of momentum. It's something building, something getting bigger. And we have the rune of harvest, Jira, and also I feel you're being protected here with Algis as well. So something expanding, something shifting is the energy around. Let's draw more cards and find out what this is about. What's the time-sensitive message that you need to hear right now? May we find out what the time-sensitive message is for pile 1, please. So we have the 8th house coming through. We've got 2 rings here. This transformational area of your life is about shared resources and intense emotions. Something moving forwards. How interesting. Okay, what else do we see here? Let's draw some more cards. Patience. Emotions pouring out. I'm seeing an outpouring of emotions in some way, shape or form. Heal. There's your card. And foresee. Okay. We have patience, we have heal. This feels like a genie in a bottle, this kind of drop shape here. And foresee. Okay, my lovelies. I think you're going to see an offer of something that you have been waiting for arriving. Now, I'm not sure what shape or form that is. We'll draw some clarifying cards. But what's coming through is something that is going to take you into the future. It's something you've wanted, something you've dreamed of. I mean, everything in your reading is about transformation. This card itself is this transformational area of your life. Shared resources. I feel this is... So when we look at shared resources as well, I do feel for some of you there may be some element of, it's like your ship coming in. Something you have waited for, lost a bit of sleep over, some of you, is about to come in. If you've had a falling out or a disagreement with anyone or a separation from anyone, I think there's a coming back together. It's like renewed trust is coming in with an opportunity to begin to look ahead. So something that you didn't think, something that felt maybe quite stuck for whatever reason, or it had reached a stalemate. It's about to shift and move forwards in a big way. It's like any differences can be healed. This can be sorted. What else are we shown? What else are we shown for my beautiful pile 2? This is a lovely affirmation if you have been struggling with something. Yeah, gossip. We have the card of gossip. How interesting. This came out in a previous reading recently. And wisdom. How lovely. Now, this is the heart chakra. Both of these cards are green. These are chakra cards of the heart chakra. Yeah, I think that there has been some form of either falling out or something that, yeah, I do think of falling out, or someone has said something that caused you to have a different attitude or caused someone else to have a different attitude. I think it's going to be healed. I think you're going to be able to see a way through this situation. And these are very here and now messages, these readings I do on a Sunday. You know, this is what they are. They're time-sensitive messages. And, you know, they are, and then we look at the week ahead. And this is why I post them every single week on a Sunday. I actually think that something that went wrong, or there's been a disagreement, or some kind of an issue going on, something somewhere is about to get fixed. You've waited patiently for this, actually. If there's been something going on with someone that's caused them to be I don't know, to be distanced from you in some way, I think, or not to see you in a good light, I think that shifts, that changes. Yeah, the shift is here. Whatever the circumstances for your unique, in your unique world, it's a general reading. The energy here within the reading is actually saying, look, this is actually now about to be fixed. There's a new start, a fresh start. Expect powerful change. You know, it's like this gets sorted. People see things differently. People have are wise enough. People have shifted their perspectives. If you've been waiting for someone to come along and say something, or you think they owe you an apology, it's like they've seen they're seeing things from a different perspective. They've got a wiser perspective. Something has shifted here. I almost, interestingly enough, feel as though with the gossip card that something in the background has shifted. You've been waiting for something and it hasn't emerged. It may even be that you've been waiting to manifest something and it just hasn't arrived, and you've been wondering if it's ever going to land. You've been looking ahead. Somehow something gets healed. Now, either something is healed within you, or something is healed behind the scenes that causes a massive shift in energy. Let's draw more cards. But your reading is clear. There's about to be a massive shift. It feels like very much like the Wheel of Fortune kind of energy, that turnaround. Where your luck is changing, your fortune is changing. But I do think it is quite specific to someone who maybe you've been distanced from, or there's been a setback in something. And this is now shifting. Perhaps someone saw the error of their ways, or you've been waiting patiently and they are now open to connecting with you when maybe they weren't. But something is shifting here. That is for sure. We have the 8 of Pentacles. Look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful energy of fruition, really, of harvest, of fruition. And we have harvest here. It's very interesting when the harvest, and you have the Wheel of Fortune. What did I say? This has the Wheel of Fortune energy. I wondered if it would show up, and here it is. Okay, so what I want to say is, what's really caused this shift is a different perspective. It's wisdom, it's awareness. You know, perhaps if you were involved in some form of distance from someone, maybe you were uncertain about someone, the transformational area of your life, and you've needed to take some time to ponder something. If there's a decision around you, there was something you wanted to move forwards, but you weren't really sure. Now you're sure that you want to move it forwards. Now you're sure that you want to take it ahead. We have the King of Wands. You are absolutely sure, motivated. You are motivated to move something forwards. So we have the 8 of Pentacles, fabulous. I think you've basically processed something. Either you've processed something, or somebody else in your world has processed something, because I'm seeing a coming back together with potential. The wheel is turning. The King of Wands, there's now a motivation. You know, I think you've done the inner work. I love the Hermit card. The Hermit card. Hermit card has come through with the Emperor. So what I'm seeing in these two cards is that there's been back to that period of either separation or solitude or distance from someone or from something. And it was needed, actually. Perhaps you've even withdrawn from certain things because you just needed to do that inner work. I do think that it's very much connected, though, to people's perceptions, or needing to find something out, or to discover something, or to process something, or to come to a realization. It's got this zingy energy of awakening about it. This is the Wheel of Fortune shifting. the transformation here. I think that you know what you want. Beautiful souls. Either you've been waiting for someone else to know what they want, or you now know what you want, and you're now prepared to take it forwards. You are motivated to do so. You've done that soul searching. You've done that learning. You've done that processing. Maybe we have a little bit more information. I can see that you're ready to really be quite clear about this. You know what you want here. You know what the outcome is. So that's lovely, because your first message, your time-sensitive message, is that the time is right to move this forwards. That is your first time-sensitive message. We have the Four of Swords. Okay, the time is right to move this forwards. What is the Four of Swords telling us in the coming week? We have the Nine of Swords and we have the Tower. Radical change. Radical change coming. Okay, I think you are in a position where you've reached a decision about this, you've processed it, you've worked through it. There's either been some distance or a falling out or something that wasn't working, it wasn't moving forwards as you wanted. Now, I think you now know what you want with clarity. But you're not actually, what I see here is you're not actually sure exactly how to move it forwards. So you're motivated, you know what you want, you're powered up, you're fired up, you don't want to be sat there on your own trying to work this one out anymore. You know where you want to go, you know what you want to do. I keep seeing these two rings, so I'm very conscious that for some of you this could be connected to a commitment to a relationship of some sort, a commitment to someone. I think it's a commitment to something or to someone. You now know what you want. You weren't sure before, now you know. You want the long-term future with the card of Harvest. You want to discover, you want at least to discover whether this can have a long-term future, because every ounce of you is thinking that it can. So if it's a project, you want it to be the amazing project it will become. If it's a relationship, you want it to be in for the long term. You are at least at a point where you want to commit to discovering whether it can be that, but you don't actually know how to do it. You're not sure what steps to take. It's kind of giving you a bit of a headache as to how to get started. Now the Tower card is coming, suggesting that sometime this week something will emerge that will potentially give you an opportunity or show you what you need to do. Let's ask a little bit more about this Tower card. What is this going on? What have we got with the Four of Swords? I mean, do you need to sleep on it? Does pile 2 need to sleep on this in order to listen to your dreams rather than overthink it? Do you just need to take action? We have 7 of Swords. We have 10 of Swords. Ah, right. Okay, so it's a general reading. So this will be what I'm about to say will be a message for some, possibly not all. I think for some of you, you know what you want, but actually there's still something standing in the way. And I think actually that's part of the headache here, really. The Four of Swords, how to proceed. You know what you want, but you've actually got to close something down in order to get to what you want. And this is actually what's challenging. You know what you want through and through. You want to make a commitment to it, but there's something you have to sort of wrap up or deal with first. It would be like if you'd accepted a job, for example, and then suddenly you've been offered another job and you want the new one through and through. You know it's the one you really wanted. Perhaps it was slow in coming through and you accepted the first offer when really because you didn't think the second one would come through, and now it has. You know what you want, but now you've got to tell the people that you'd accepted the first offer from that you don't want that anymore. It's like there's something you have to close down first. Needs to be kind of, there's a sense of, I won't say urgency around it, but yeah, this Wheel of Fortune energy, the Tower energy is around you. 9 of Wands. Yeah, this is about actually picking up the baton and doing it, having the strength to go through with something, actually. So you know what you want, my beautiful pile 2. You will be protected. This is about actually making that decision and going for it. I sort of feel that circumstances will probably erupt to the point where you sort of have to this week. I think something might come to a head with the Tower card. You know, you'll just see something with such clarity and with such certainty. You've just got to say it. You've just got to do it. You've just got to make this happen. This is what I'm seeing here, through and through. Yeah, I think there is an action to be taken, or something coming to a head that means you do have to take an action this week, because you want to make a commitment to something, and you're not free exactly to do that because something else is still lingering or clinging. Yes, let's see what else we have. The Page of Cups. Okay, and we have the Three of Wands. This is absolutely an affirmation, actually, that stepping forth is the right thing to do. Page of Cups. Look at the language in this card. Magic, love, fun, adventure, luck, action. Absolutely. What the reading is really saying to you is the energy, overall energy, at the time of this reading, when you find it. I happen to be doing it at a new moon, including with the rune of Algus protection. You absolutely, the energy is primed to support you in letting go of anything that's actually in the way of the one thing you really want to commit to. And actually, if you can tune in with that and just go for it, have the strength to put down your boundaries and just make that choice and that decision and go for it, I think it's going to just be utterly magical. It will be setting forth on that new adventure. I don't think this is going to be perhaps as difficult as you think it will be. I think there's a lot of overthinking going on, but beautiful souls, it's you would be dishonest. Actually, this card says theft, dishonesty. You would be being dishonest to yourself above all, let alone anyone else, if you aren't completely upfront with yourself about what you really want and sort of make that decision to go for it this week. The energy this week is primed for you, and once you close this down, it's like the world just opens up for you. The possibilities open up. This is the bettering of any situation. This is the moving something forwards into the long-term future, making a commitment onwards and upwards. Pile 2, this is your reading. Beautiful souls, I'm sending you so much love. It feels like such a huge turning point for you, but in the best possible way. And the energy around you is primed to support this transformation. It really is. Pile 2, thank you for joining me for this reading. I hope that it is resonating with you. Obviously, in any general reading, some of the messages will be resonating, others won't. You have to sort of take what is feeling right for you. But my beautiful souls, have an amazing week. Have the courage to follow this through, because it's really looking utterly fantastic. It's like the transformational energy is primed to be really backing you. Do check out the moon months. If you're watching this as I am posting it, the moon month update, because the energy is really interesting over the coming moon month. And also there are all zodiac sign readings in that same video as well. My beautiful pile 2, thank you so much for liking, for sharing. If you want to never miss a reading and get them as soon as I upload them, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, that should hopefully work for you. Beautiful souls, tons of love. Thank you all for being here, and also thank you so much to those of you who have been commenting and also giving back through the super thanks in the comments. It's a real privilege to read for you. Tons of love, beautiful souls. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. How interesting. Now I am wondering here, we have Nathus, the rune of constraint, which suggests that something has been on hold or on a pause, but it's about to shift. Something is about to reach a point where it can emerge. The rune of joy is like a new dawn, and you're stepping into a space of possibility with the blank rune. So given that I am actually doing this reading at the time of a new moon, and the next full moon is a full moon eclipse. Although I will be drawing cards to look at the next 7 days, you might be finding that it's in the next 2 weeks that something comes to its completion, its natural conclusion, because that's just the timing. So whenever you come to this reading, I think that might be part of the message, that within 2 weeks something will reach a conclusion. So let's check something out. Something that's been holding you back. I'm seeing this card. Interestingly enough, I'm seeing this one as well, so I'll go with both. Okay, you're the first reading that's had both, or 2 cards. So 6th house, the work, health and duty area of your life. Okay, I'm getting that there could be a sense of obligation around you. We then have Aquarius. This energy is freedom-loving, rebellious, idealistic, technological. I actually think you're going to find your freedom from something that has been holding you back. It's quite possible that it will happen within a couple of weeks, but let's draw more cards. I feel it will be something that you feel obligated, or like there's a duty or an obligation, or you've been feeling guilty about it. I think you find your freedom in the next 2 weeks, which is rather lovely, rather delightful. Calm. A really interesting card. It says calm, and yet I'm hearing storm in a teacup as well coming through here. Storm in a teacup. What is this about? And inspire. Okay. Right. Let's draw some chakra cards. Mysticism. This came out in pile 1. If you were drawn to pile 1, it may be a good reading for you to check in on as well. And growth. Lovely. Okay. Yeah. This is really, really nice. There's something that has been tying you down. You've been feeling it like it's stopping you from singing your own song. It's been holding you back. It's been kind of causing you to feel quite a lot of unease. Rather than calm, I think you've been feeling the opposite. But calm is coming. It may be that literally you have been called in your life to have to give a lot, to support others. You may have been going through a period where actually there have been lots of demands being made upon your time, and out of a genuine concern and desire to assist, you have been investing that time elsewhere, everywhere, but possibly without feeling that there's any freedom for yourself. I'm seeing this shift and turn here. Conclusions are within reach. If you've been persevering with something, sticking at it, there'll be an opportunity for you to grow, and in a very, very individual way. I feel like you're going to start to take form, almost something in your world that has been limited, possibly because you just haven't had the time to give to it. This has been part of the deal here. I think your time has been, and energy has been dissipated. Now I'm seeing you being able to give your time to the thing that you want to feel inspired again, to feel connected to it again, to feel like you're in resonance with something again. I do think with this card of growth, it's very unique to you, actually, something that's personal to you. The green chakra is the heart chakra. It's something you're going to love, something that's important to you. You're going to see a way through, actually. This is the third eye chakra. Yes, I think you're going to be shown a way through and out of something, or a solution will be given to you so that something reaches a conclusion. Let's find out more. I mean, I can see it's coming to an end. Something where you're feeling obligated, guilty, or you haven't got enough time and space for yourself. But something is coming in. Or you'll see something, you'll see the answer. Okay, we have first card, 3 of Wands. And look at this, she's looking with binoculars. And this is adventure, luck, action. This is moving something forwards. The 3 of sorry, the Three of Wands. Did I say the Three of Pentacles? The Three of Wands. It's a card of energy, of resources, of creativity, of moving forwards. Looking to the future. You're going to be free of something. There's no question of it. Ten of Wands. And it's something that has felt really quite overloading, burdensome. Yeah, something that's been really hard work is going to cease to be a problem for you. We have the King of Pentacles. Okay, reliable, visionary, generous. Okay. Now this could indicate for some of you that someone comes in to assist you. Someone comes in to help you to see a better future, to see something forward, to shift your own perspective if you've been feeling like you're really just, you know, in a bit of a trench with something. That someone comes in to shift your perspective. Somebody could also be coming in, giving you real practical help. Or if money has been an issue, you might find you get a windfall, and it means that you are suddenly able, it sort of removes you from that sense of feeling burdened, overloaded. Queen of Cups. Yeah, this is creativity, intuition. If you have been feeling, well, the energy in your reading is very much of constraint, of restriction, not enough time, obligation, feeling as though there are too many demands on you, you're overloaded, all of that. The shift is coming. Conclusions are within reach. But I do see something very practical happening to create this shift where you can then be back in touch with your creativity, back in touch with where you want to be, seeing a way forwards, looking ahead, growing again in a very unique, personal way. Doorways opening for you. The calm returning. So what is arriving for you? May I ask, please? May we have additional guidance? What is arriving? What's creating this shift? Now we have the Mother Star. Now this is a card that is unique to this pack. Now some of you are in fact just connecting to the mother energy. If some of you have family obligations, I think that's where we're going to see a shift in something. Perhaps if that's been causing you or holding you back. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Knight of Cups, we have the King of Cups, and we have the Magician. Okay, I think we can get one more card in. Let's draw one more. The Page of Swords. Okay. Okay, what do we have here? Right in the center position, we have the Magician. Center point. I think basically you are going to discover a different way of approaching something here, coming through here, so that, you know, I think practical help will come in. But in some ways, it may be that you suddenly find a solution, a practical solution, a way of handling something differently. I think there could also be assistance coming in. I thought with the King of Pentacles, somebody potentially coming in a very real way to help you. Someone with the King of Cups as well. I mean, you've also got the King and the Queen of Cups coming through. When they both show up, I think whenever we get a King and a Queen of the same suit, I do feel we could be looking at partnership. So I think somebody could be coming in to walk alongside you, to support you, to assist you. We have the Knight of Cups. There's a lot of compassion. There's a lot of support here. I think people coming in to support you, genuinely to assist. This is what I'm seeing here. Perhaps just when you thought you were going to have to go it alone forever. And with the swans here as well, this beautiful swan charm. Conclusions are in reach. If you've been battling, well, just overloaded, doing too much, I do feel that assistance is coming. It's as simple as that. Firstly, you're going to find your freedom from something. You're going to be liberated from something. You're not going to have to do everything. If you've been juggling too many balls, spinning too many plates, I think the assistance you need comes in to help to spin those plates. You know, several people jumping in. I'm not even seeing one person. Could even be that some of you have a team behind you. People step up around you. And it means that you're free to really kind of to step up and do the bits that you're really good at, and not to have to do absolutely everything. This is what I'm seeing, that you won't have to do everything, whereas at the moment I feel that you are, and you're a bit snowed under. Now, how quickly they come in, usually in these readings that I post on a Sunday, they're weekly readings, and we ask about the next 7 days, but just because of the timing of the full moon eclipse coming, I think it might be in a couple of weeks, a 2-week kind of period. But I think you're going to see literally people step up and support you, so that you can then, they're literally freeing up your time. They're taking on tasks so that you can be free to do the stuff that you need to do. Maybe we ask for a little bit more indication for the coming week. Let's look at these 3 cards that we're flying out for you. So we have Justice, Balance, Equality. We have 4 of Swords, Recovery, and then we have Page of Cups. This is all about fun and magic. Lovely. Yeah, I actually think people are coming in to step up and assist, and I'm not even sure it's just one person, although there could be partnership, but it's like people partnering with you to take the weight, you know, take the load away. And because you have that backup and that support, you can actually, you can ease off, you can bring yourself back into balance. You know, things can be fairly distributed. Like if you've been seriously carrying all of the workload for your team at work, maybe people have been off sick or not doing too well, and you've had to carry a lot of extras, it's kind of that moment of recognition where people come back in and say, I can't believe you've handled all of this. Thank you so much. Look, we can pick it up. Why don't you have a few days off? You really need some time out for yourself. You know, we can take care of this. Go have some fun. It's like there's a shift here in the energy. There really, really is. Everything's coming back into balance, I think. And this is happening within the next week. It may even be that you just make a clear decision to bring things back into balance, and as a consequence you then attract exactly the right people at the right time who come in and step in and, you know, pick up the slack, really. But this is the shift I'm seeing. You know, if we think of the energy here, it will apply to some element of your life if the reading is resonating with you, my beautiful pile 3. And I think, just lastly, I want to tune in with the energy of the Mother Star card here, you know, because it's a yes card. This is very much about embodying your fullest potential. So things that have been stopping you from embodying your fullest potential, perhaps because you have been obligated or carrying too much responsibility, or you haven't, you know, anything that has been limiting you from really taking an ownership of everything you can be, your full creativity. I feel what's happening is you're getting the support you need to step into that space where you can move yourself forwards, where you can be the person you came here to be, rather than the I sort of almost want to say that for some of you, the dog's body or the doormat for everyone else. This really is, that's not a message for everyone. It will be for some, and I don't mean it in a derogatory way, because I think you've been doing this with such good intent. But it's sort of like, it's basically the scales reverse, come back into balance. It's almost like what you've been giving out, you're about to start receiving. And that means that you are in a space where you can start to truly, truly flourish. This is lovely. I'm seeing a major shift in energy for you. A lot of joy, a lot of fun, life coming back into balance, creativity, moving away from a space of burden, of things feeling like they're heavy going and a slog, to a place where sort of everything is just feeling fab and joyous and exciting. And the workload is shared. Beautiful, pile 3. I feel this is your reading. I do think with the time scales, I think you're going to begin to see the balance coming back in this coming week. But I think it's really going to just sort of almost like take hold. Like it's like you'll start to see the shift during the next 7 days. And then by the time you get to that full moon eclipse, so 2 weeks time, in 2 weeks time from the time that you come to this reading, I think you're going to see the energy picking up and really starting to lift in a beautiful, beautiful way. Really, really magical. So my beautiful pile 3, thank you for joining me. Thank you for being a part of the Moon Magic Tarot community here. I wish you the most amazing week. I feel like you can finally get your head above water. That's what it feels like. Beautiful souls, seriously, getting your head above water, which feels wonderful. Beautiful souls, tons of love. I wish you every success. Thank you for liking and sharing. And if you would like to never miss a reading as soon as I upload anything, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, hopefully that will work. And thank you so much for commenting and letting us know how things are going in your world. It is wonderful to read your comments. It really, really is. And also thank you so much to all of you who give back through the super thanks in the comments. You are very appreciated. Well, you are all appreciated. Tons of love. Thank you for being here, beautiful souls.